We're good. And welcome back. Welcome back to Food Boost Cigars. My name is Jordan. As always, I'm your host. This is episode number 2 of Food Boost Cigars. And I'm accompanied by Chris, handling food, and Josh, handling cigars. Welcome, everybody. And today's topic, we will be discussing celebrity brand takeover. What do I mean by celebrity brands? Celebrity brands like, well, you got Casamigos Tequila, you got Terramana from The Rock, but tonight we are talking about Brothers Bond Bourbon. And with that, I'd like to reintroduce Chris. Chris, would you like to tell anybody, tell our guests what you'll be discussing today?
So, hello everyone, and it's nice to be here again. I see Wendy's in the comments there. Hello, Wendy. And later on, when I discuss my food part, Wendy made a great analogy earlier on Clubhouse. And for anybody that doesn't know, please join the Food, Booze, and Cigar Club on Clubhouse. It's a great community of people where we talk about exactly what the title of the group is, Food, Booze, and Cigars, not always what the title of the room is about. But happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to hearing about Josh's cigar. Because Josh got a different cigar that I'm not familiar with, so I'm going to learn a lot tonight.
Yes. I brought out the champagnes of cigars, if you will. So kind of just elevate everything else and tie everything together later on. You'll hear about it and, tie everything with a nice little bow on top.
I love it. I am excited. So let me ask the both of you, what do you think of celebrity brands? Are you for it? Are you against it? Where do you kind of lean?
I mean, for myself, if they're involved with the actual process of it, I'm for it. I believe, at least the way that he hypes it up, that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is involved with the Terramana and the way he promotes it. I believe, what's the gin that
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
Aviation.
I think, yeah, right. He's involved in that. But then you get to the one that George Clooney was with, and then when I heard when it was sold that it was more, he's involved with that as much as he is with Nescafe, where he's just the celebrity spokesperson, which is fine, by putting a person that. But as long as they're authentic and they believe in the brand that they're actually representing and not doing it as a money grab, then I can accept that.
Yeah, I understand that. What about you, Josh? What's your take on celebrity brands?
I'm kind of on the same boat. As long as the celebrity that's tied to the brand actually likes what they're doing, and it's not just something to slap a name to it and be like, "Hey, buy my stuff." That's all that matters. Because a lot of them aren't that good of a juice, and the celebrity doesn't even drink their own juice. So that'll be the bigger issue.
I get that because that's the thing is for me, I'm hit or miss. If the celebrity behind the brand actually drinks the product and is not just doing it for clout, I think it's doable. So like for instance, Brothers Bond Bourbon, they actually drink bourbon. They're not actually brothers. They're brothers in the hit TV show. If anybody watches it, I personally don't. I think Chris does or Josh does, but it's Vampire Diaries. I personally don't.
Too much garlic over here to get to the vampires.
So I mean, well, the only vampire that I like is Taylor Lautner, and because people have said that I look like him. You know, I'm just saying.
I like a different vampire. There is one vampire, Count Chocula.
Ooh, Count Chocula. That's a good one too. So, but with this Brothers Bond, I will pull up a picture so everybody can see what I'm discussing. This is Brothers Bond bourbon. It came to market actually in January of 2021. It is this bourbon in particular, I like to say, is a millennials bourbon, which means it is sweeter. It's 62% corn, which is sweet. It's a very sweet bourbon, which pairs really nicely with spicy foods and a nice spicy yet mild cigar. So when trying this particular bourbon, I was impressed by it because it had what I like to call as the legs. It was inviting, and that's why I enjoyed it. But on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably go with probably a 7.5 to 8, just because for me, I like the spicier notes to it, not really the sweeter notes. But if you're new to bourbon and you're looking to get into it, Brothers Bond, I would recommend trying it out.
What does that retail for, Jordan? Approximately.
So in South Florida, it was between $35 to $45. So it's still in that price range where, your Jack Daniels and your Maker's Mark, still in that area, but still inviting to someone new to the industry. But I really want to know, Chris, what would you pair this bourbon with?
Well, episode 2, we're still going with a Fat Boy snack. So every week I'll hit you with a Fat Boy snack that'll go and pair with the cigar and the spirit of choice. So you said that it's sweet, but it goes well with something that's spicy. So if you think of that and you want those flavors to combine, I think you have a picture of it. We're gonna go with the crispy chicken.
Ooh.
All right, so you got the crispy chicken on a sriracha glazed donut, and on top is actually a kimchi slaw. The kimchi slaw wasn't extremely, pungent with that fermentation that you usually just associate. It's actually drained out, so it doesn't have so much of that. But the sriracha, the glaze, the crispiness of the texture of the chicken, you hear the word donut and you get pushed back. Think of it as sweet brioche. So you have the sweetness, the spiciness. And earlier, Wendy had mentioned it is a play on chicken and waffles. So instead of chicken and waffles, it's chicken and donuts. It's a nice little snack to go well with adding the spiciness, but not overbearing to the Brothers Bond.
You know what? For a Fat Boy snack, and I don't really like spiciness, that sounds good.
There you go.
I would enjoy that. Would enjoy that 100%. Oh man, that sounds good.
Listen, it's food. If you're not having fun with food, you're just boring, right? Try things. That's what I always say. Flavors. You never know what's going to go together.
You know what? I got to do it. I got to put it back up. I got to look at it again.
There it is. It's a fork and knife type of donut.
And that's the thing is, I was going to ask, do you actually pick it up and eat it, or?
Nah, you cut that guy in half. Listen, no matter where you are, you still got to have a little bit of table manners.
Fat Boy snack table manners?
Yeah.
I'm over here just thinking you're just putting it in your mouth.
Yeah, you can't have it all over your fingers because right after you finish that, what are you going to have on your hand? Go ahead, Josh. What cigar's going with this one?
What you going with,
All right.
Josh?
So we're gonna go with. I'm pretty sure Jordan has a picture of it as well. The Perdomo Champagne, aka
Oh,
the champagne of cigars. So this is gonna bring out some of that nuttiness in the bourbon, tied again with the sweetness of that donut, savoriness of the chicken coming in play. You're gonna get a little bit of earthiness in there as well from the cigar. Very mild, not strong, overpowering. But if you do a retro hell, you're gonna get some spice. Like Jordan said, he likes that spice. Well, it's gonna make up for that spice coming in nicely. So this cigar is also gonna not take you overboard, but it's gonna keep everything nice and mellow and even, and tie everything together nicely at the end of the night. Whether you want to eat the donut first, or then drink the bourbon and smoke the cigar, drink the bourbon, then eat the donut, is all gonna play well together.
now I gotta ask, how many cigars have you smoked today?
Today, uh, I could give you the politically correct answer or the right answer. So politically correct, not enough. The right
Ah.
answer, just about three.
So if
Nothing
you
wrong
don't
with that.
mind, so again, my knowledge of cigars has been just started in the last few months with the help of you, and I noticed it said the 10th anniversary on there on the band. What is there? Have they been around for 10 years? Is that
So
why?
Perdomo, the 10th anniversary. This cigar was launched during the 10-year anniversary of Perdomo being launched itself. The company's been around a lot longer than that. They already came out with going up to 20, if I'm not mistaken, 28 years, maybe almost 30 years. So this was their first going out there on the market, uh, pretty much going out with a bang. You have three different types of leaves coming from Nicaragua. You have Esteli, Ortega, and Jalapa, which is going to add some of that earthiness, add some of that creaminess, and some of that spice all through there. And then you also have an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper, which is if Jordan pulls up the picture again, or if you want to see it in
Yeah.
my hand, it's gonna
Oh,
give you
there it
that
is.
little buttered, creamy look that you got there. That's the Connecticut shade wrapper. Connecticut shade wrapper is also very known for giving you that nutty, that creaminess, that butter feel that you want. And it's a nice cigar, and it's also hint hint the wrapper was aged in bourbon barrels, so it's just gonna add in even more with the bourbon.
It's a win-win. Everybody's happy.
Yep.
And I think that's why, and truthfully, and if anybody goes back to episode 1, they'll see Perdomo Champagne Edition 10-year
Mm-hmm.
anniversary is my go-to cigar. And I now put it two and two together. It's because it's soaked in bourbon. And I love
So
Yeah.
what would be an average retail price on that? I mean, I know, depending where you are, but
Average should be around $8 to $9. Obviously, depending where you are, it depends on your state and your local taxes going on there. But it should be around any local lounge around $8 to $9.
okay. So I didn't mention earlier, but that chicken
Yeah.
sandwich is actually I pulled that. I actually enjoyed it. Food and Wine Festival at Epcot, the donut box, and that's being sold for $8.50. So we're talking between under $50.
Yeah.
You could have the bottle, the snack, and the cigar, and you got
Have a
yourself a
great
nice
night.
day, right? There's a good
A
day.
great night. Yeah.
I'll put up that bottle one more time, and then I'll put up that sandwich because I'm still thinking about that sandwich.
Jordan, what's on that label? You mind going back? What's the label got? Is that it almost looks like a Buddha's hand, but
Yeah, it's
I got glasses, so I don't know. No, it's
it's
corn, right? It's the corn.
so they say, and I'm going to read it off of the actual label because I have it here in front of me. Distilled and crafted in the tradition of all great bourbon, and that is corn. Yeah, that's
Nice.
actually corn. Um, and for anybody who is new to the bourbon realm, um, you need corn and rye grain and barley to make bourbon. And well, this one is 62% corn, which is higher on the realm of things. which gives it that sweeter note rather than that spicier note. Which, bringing that up, I just want to smell it. Not going to drink it out of the bottle because you yelled at me last time.
Yeah.
It smells great. You guys smell that?
Nah, I don't have the scratch and sniff, television yet.
We never got that smell-o-vision,
No, but it's nice. You got the champagne of cigars. That always reminds you of champagne of beers, right? Miller High Life. It's written on the label. It says champagne of beers. But I'm interested. I'm definitely, because you mentioned about the wrapper being Nicaraguan and Connecticut, where it's its smoothness, I'm very interested in trying that cigar. It looks very
It's one of
approachable.
those cigars that exactly what you said. It's very approachable. It's not harsh in any way or bitter in any way. And it's not gonna make you get crazy buzzed off of it. Like some cigars are just too strong for some people. This one is a good like chameleon, if you will, blends with everything.
Sure. Oh, I see John says that's his kind of bourbon. John, someday I hope in my head my voice sounds like yours, but with like a Brooklyn Italian accent to it. I don't know. I think Jordan, would you mind taking a sip and hitting us with the notes that you get off of it?
I mean, I
Of course, you don't have a
could,
glass,
but
right?
I
You
don't
don't have
have a glass
It's
because
the
why would I?
why would you be
This is
prepared?
why would I
Live
be
television,
prepared?
folks.
Yeah,
You
there
said
we go.
authentic, right? This is authenticity right here. So, cheers to everybody in the audience right now. Thank you all for joining with us. If any of you two gentlemen have a drink in front of you, please do take a sip with us. But I will smell it. Ooh, that's nice. Mm. Mm-hmm. Sweet with a hint of spice on the back end. You definitely get a little bit of that toffee, a little caramel. But yeah, that's it's a balance of sweet and spicy, which is nice. Um, they did a good job on this, which I'm. Hey, you know what? Again, for a celebrity brand, like I said, if the celebrity is not behind it and actually drinks it, I don't support it. But if the celebrity actually enjoys it, I support it. This is good. This is good for your entry level bourbon drinker who enjoys a little bit of that sweet, spicy. Pair it nicely with, well, I'm going to put it up one more time because I can't stop looking at this thing.
Yeah, and I saw in the comments, Misty X, if I would post the recipe for that. So, Misty, I promise you, probably give me to Thursday, only because gentlemen, I'm going to do self plug. There's a video coming out tomorrow on this other YouTube channel called Disney Done Differently, and this week I'm making that exact dish. So I'm going to make that dish. I'll write down the recipe, but I will share it on the Food, Booze, and Cigars Facebook page for everybody. And that's all I have to say about that. So for me, gentlemen, thanks for the education again.
Of course, yeah. And just real quick for John, before we wrap up, John, it's a 62% corn with about 15% rye. So it has a nice balance, and that's where that spiciness comes in, is that grain, which is great. But Josh, Chris, everybody else in the audience, thank you
Always.
very much for tuning in. Josh, if you have any last words for anybody that's looking for a nice mild cigar.
I mean, for the mild cigar, you really can't go wrong with a Predomo champagne. Anything other that, man, just enjoy. Smoke the cigar the way you want to smoke the cigar. And I'm a little tan today, so I'm sorry about that, guys.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Food Boost Cigar Podcast, the Celebrity Brand Takeover. And remember, we will be on Facebook every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we will be pairing everything from all things food, all things booze, and all things cigars together. And with that, we wish you all an amazing evening.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.